Your greatest D&D campaign will never be finished. And I know this because I've been there. Spending months crafting the perfect campaign only to watch it disintegrate to canceled sessions and ghosting players. But it doesn't have to be this way. Because what if I told you that you could run a campaign where missing players don't mean missing sessions? Where every session delivers a complete adventure while secretly building toward something greater, where you actually finish a story arc before your group's enthusiasm fizzles out. I'm embarrassed to admit how long it took me to crack the code on this, especially since what I do for a living is make TV. But the answer to all my problems was episodic storytelling. Turning your D&D sessions into the best TV series you've ever seen, where each session stands alone, but together they create an unforgettable must-watch campaign. Today, I'm going to give you the exact blueprint for how to turn your campaign into a cancellation-proof, player-obsessed hit. And no, you won't have to lower your standards or sacrifice your grand vision to do it. Let's roll. An episodic campaign is what happens when you stop trying to write Lord of the Rings and start thinking like a TV showrunner. Instead of one continuous narrative where missing a session means getting lost, you structure your game like your favorite bingeable TV series. Each session is its own self-contained adventure, a monster hunt, a mystery, a heist, while quietly advancing a larger story in the background. Players might revisit familiar NPCs, explore long-term mysteries, or occasionally reference past escapades. But they don't have to be present for every installment to keep up. And underneath, there's a season-long character arcs and big bads brewing. The beauty? You can enjoy any single episode without having seen the last three. This format is perfect for groups with inconsistent schedules, new players unsure about long-term commitments, or GMs who don't want to write a 500-page lore Bible before the game even starts. So how do we bring this same energy to your D&D game? Here's how TV writers trick you into binging an entire season in one sitting, and how you can steal their secrets. Every great episode has three ingredients: a clear problem, a hidden connection, and a ticking clock. Take your standard werewolves in the tavern setup. The problem is obvious. People are turning into monsters. The hidden connection: the alpha werewolf works for your big bad guy. The ticking clock: the full moon is tonight. Congratulations, you just wrote an instant episode. The trick is to design sessions that feel complete but leave one thread dangling. Maybe they stop the werewolf curse but find a note pointing to the next town. Or save the blacksmith, but his daughter is still missing. Small victories that build toward something bigger. In every episode, there can always be hints at the larger narrative below the surface. Maybe the players keep running into the same shadowy rival. Maybe a reoccurring NPC starts behaving strangely. Maybe there's an unsolved question that keeps popping up. Why are the people turning into werewolves? Why does that weird old man keep watching them from a distance? These long-term threads don't need to resolve immediately, but they add depth and intrigue without making every session feel like required reading. And not every episode needs to be combat heavy or world altering. Some might be hilarious side quests, some might be deep character moments, some might be pure chaos because someone thought it was a good idea to let the barbarian negotiate. The key is that each session should feel satisfying on its own, even if there's a bigger story happening in the background. Now, if you're loving this episodic approach, here's the thing. It works even better if you combine it with great world building. And guess what? I've got just the video for you next in my DM tips and tricks playlist, where I talk about how to make your players care deeply about the world you create. We're talking about the exact tricks that I use in my screenwriting and campaign building to get viewers and players emotionally invested in my story arcs. And yes, it works whether you're running episodic or traditional campaigns. The link's popping up right now. Or you can just check out the next video in the playlist after we're done here. Either way, your players will thank you when they leave the table with a great story to tell of their own. Now back to making your campaign cancellation-proof. For an episodic campaign to work, the world needs to feel stable. Your players should know that no matter what happens, they'll always come back to familiar home base. Think of a town, guild hall, spaceship, or adventurer's tavern that serves as their anchor. This gives them a sense of continuity, even if the actual adventurers change every week. Maybe there's a mercenary crew operating out of a walled city, taking on contracts. Maybe they're a band of wandering problem solvers who always returns to the same rickety inn where the bartender is way too invested in their love lives. Whatever the case, have a central hub, makes it easy to introduce new plot hooks and reset the action between episodes. One of the best perks of an episodic campaign is that missing players don't derail the game. Treat your game like an ensemble cast. People show up when they can, and their characters are off doing other things when they're absent. This also means that you can easily introduce guest players. If someone wants to try out D&D but isn't ready for a full campaign, they can drop in for a one-off session as a mysterious rogue or bumbling noble or some kind of weird talking animal that may or may not betray the party. Whatever the case may be, it's always fun to bring new voices into the group. And you might be saying to yourself, Evil Penguin, weird name by the way, that's great, but I'm already running a campaign. Should I scrap it and start over with episodic? No, just give it the TV makeover in these 3 simple steps. Step 1, look for natural episode breaks in your existing story. That dungeon crawl now is a 2-parter with a mid-season twist. That political intrigue arc, each faction meeting is its own episode. Step 2, create your previously on formula. At the start of each session, give a quick recap, 30 seconds max. 1 plot thread, 1 character moment, 1 dangling clue. Suddenly, it doesn't matter if half the party missed last week. Step 3, build your emergency bottle episodes. These are small one-shots that take place in one location, like haunted inns, gladiator tournaments, or wizard duels. These are your safety net for when scheduling falls apart. The genius part, they are all secretly tied to the main plot. That random ghost in the end, victim of your big bad guy's first experiment. And as a bonus tip, when life inevitably claims another player, their character gets a meanwhile adventure. The warlock's patron demands a favor. The barbarian's tribe sends word. The artificer's invention finally works, with hysterical consequences. Always. Please, always. Run these as mini sessions or flashbacks for the absent player when they return, and have the whole group come along, like selecting your characters in a video game for those character building side quests. Either way, you're turning cancellations into opportunities. That player who missed 3 sessions, now their character returns with vital intel and a shiny new scar. Want to know the most addictive words in television? But wait. End every major scene with a revelation. They kill the necromancer, but wait. His spellbook has their names on it. They find the treasure, but wait. It's already been looted. They finally get the answers, but wait. Now they have bigger questions. And here's the sneaky part. Always introduce something new in the last 10 minutes. A mysterious NPC, a strange symbol, a letter with familiar handwriting. It's the narrative equivalent of next time on Dragon Ball Z. See, the art of the cliffhanger isn't about big reveals. It's about leaving characters with impossible choices or unresolved mysteries. Do they chase the fleeing assassin or tend to their dying ally? Do they open the clearly cursed tome or let the villain's secret die with it? My personal favorite trick: end with the player's secret being exposed. That letter they've been hiding, now the party knows who wrote it. That mysterious power they've been suppressing, well, now everyone sees that and what happens when they lose control. Suddenly, your group chat is blowing up between sessions, and players are rearranging schedules to make game night. You're no longer just a GM, you're a showrunner with a hit series on your hands. So running a campaign episodically means less stress, more flexibility, and a game that can actually keep going even when life inevitably happens. It's a great way to keep the game fun, the stakes engaging, and the story moving forward without requiring everyone to clear their schedules for the next 2 years. So here's your challenge. Try just one of these tricks in your next session. End on a cliffhanger, run a monster of the week, give an absent player a meanwhile moment. Then come back and tell me what happened, and the good and the bad. And please smash that like button if you're ready to never cancel again. Subscribe for more DM secrets, and may all your rolls be nat 20s and your sessions be binge-worthy.